All right, today we are working on a 2011 rear brakes Honda Accord, and this vehicle takes the special tool to get the piston, the caliper piston, back inside so that we can put the new brake pads on. Let me show you how to put the piston back without that expensive tool. There's several ways to do it, so check this out. All right, so here's the caliper piston that I was talking about. You can see the cross on there because they make that special tool that's expensive. First thing we want to do is just clean this rubber boot that's around it. We want to clean it up. You can use I use a toothbrush, because you could use a wire brush, but you got to be real careful because you don't want to poke a hole in that. That's going to ruin the whole thing, and you end up replacing your caliper. So we just want to, clean up all the brake dust around it, any kind of debris. And then I'm going to push back. You see it as I push that back, there's kind of a lot of gunk in there. So I'm just going to try and get the gunk out without ruining it. And then what we're going to do is spray this with a little bit of WD-40. Once that's cleaned up, we're going to spray with a little bit of WD-40 so that basically that caliper turns inside of that rubber, because we don't want the rubber twisting. We want it looking just like this when we're done. If that rubber twists as you twist this in, then you're going to end up ruining it or replacing it. Now, you can use any screwdriver that's big enough, or what I'm going to do right here is I got a pry bar, and you see you can get the pry bar in, and it's wide enough. You could use any tool that's wide enough, and you're just going to basically turn this until it's all the way in. And you got to do it careful. Again, you can go buy the expensive tool, but you can do it without it. See, that twists right in. You just got to do it nice and slow. And the other thing is, you want to make sure you're not putting a whole lot of tension on this brake line right here. So I hold it just so I'm not twisting the brake line, because you don't want to replace the brake line to the caliper. You see how that twists? It actually, some of them go in super easy. This one's actually a little tougher. This is the better brake of the two, because the other one was down to the metal on metal, and that's all the way in. You want to make sure that's about centered crossways like that. See that right there? And that matches up. You kind of want it straight to start. Now we're ready to get this piece off, take the old brakes off, and put everything back together. We're going to change the pads and rotors. Like I said, these pads are pretty good. They're almost brand new, but the other one, metal on metal. So this was the easier of the two and the least worn. And if yours are worn quite a bit, you got to check that, because you might have a caliper that's dragging. That's going to tear up your pad a lot better. But that is exactly how you put the caliper piston in without that expensive tool. I want that a little straighter, because see how that's pretty much straight across right there. Probably going to turn it just a hair more so it's straight, but that's the way I want to put it back together. Then make sure you get some grease and re-grease these. You want to make sure that these guys have lots of play and they're not stuck. That's also a good way to ruin your new pads. So all right, hope you found this helpful and saved you about 150 bucks on that fancy tool to push these in. There is an easy way to do it at home, and that's it. So I appreciate you checking this out. It's a beautiful day. It's like 50 degrees, sun shining, and I'm gonna get these brakes done, and then I'm gonna go have a drink. Actually, I might get a beer while I'm doing this. So thanks for watching. Click that thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope this saves you money and you found this useful.